Today we are going to talk about job interviews. And the question is, have you been in a job interview?
Yes, I have.
Great, and how did you feel?
The first time I was very nervous. I usually um am relaxed and sociable and talkative and something like that. But the first time when I had an interview, I was very nervous. I was very quiet. I can't speak a lot.
I,
I don't like to speak.
okay, so you couldn't sleep a lot, or you
Yeah,
couldn't sleep very well?
exactly.
You couldn't sleep very well, and you couldn't, well, you didn't speak.
Yes, and I didn't want to speak because I felt nervous.
Yes, I think, whenever we are in a job interview, most of the times feel that if we say something wrong, we could fail and we won't get the job.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember also the first job interview I had, and it was horrible. I was sweating and I was having um, I lost fluency, even into Spanish. I remember that I didn't know what to say, and I was constantly moving in the chair. I was moving my feet. I was moving my hands because I felt really, really nervous. And tell me, Gemma, uh, how many times have you applied for a job?
Um um I have 4 interviews to get a job. Yeah. Yeah, 4 or 5 times I'd apply to get a job.
Wow. Tell me, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Hey, you're so young.
Thank you.
And tell me, what did you study? What's your major?
Um, First of all, I study um, a sport trainer, and then I study English too, and then I study a master in education.
Wow. Hey, that's great. And what's your expectation or, do you have a job?
Yes, I have.
Where do you work?
I am an English teacher and I'm a coach, a basketball coach.
Wow, hey, that's great. And what's the level you are working in?
In high school.
Wow. High school is so difficult level.
I don't know. The first time when I started to work, I worked in a kindergarten and a primary school, and I taught English and physical education, and I didn't like it
Why?
because because my students are very younger. For example, in kindergarten, students want to sleep and wanted to eat and wanted to go to the restroom every time, and they cry for all, and I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable. So
Yeah.
in primary school, it was, I felt more comfortable, but I'm not sure if uh no how do I say um I felt that something uh, those didn't like maybe because students have to do the homework after classes. So they didn't study in their houses, and in the next day they forgot information. And I don't know, maybe because uh, it was a private school, um, we have some problems because parents didn't want to do anything, and they want to teachers do all. So I didn't like it. But in high school, I love it because students are younger, but they are more um, how do you say it? They are more, or they understood you more, and maybe they decide if they want to study or they didn't, or they don't want to study, or if they want to participate or they don't. And maybe sometimes the most difficult part to work in high school is when some students don't want to study because um, they have problems, or they are a difficult person, or they don't have a good attitude. But I don't have any problems, so I like.
Hey, that's great. Excellent. Yes, the most important is that you like it and, well, that you feel comfortable.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, Juan, welcome. How are you? Juan, hello. Juan, we couldn't understand you very well. I don't know what's happening. The internet, maybe the internet signal is not very good. And well, if we continue having problems with the audio, so please, why don't you write in the chat, okay? So, you know what? I would like you, Gemma and Juan, to write how was it, well, how was for you your first job interview? What did they ask you? What, well, what did you need to express? And how did you feel? All right?
Okay. Um, in the chat, right?
Yes, please. You know what? I would like to give you feedback about grammar and spelling.
Okay.
Thank you. Hello, are you writing?
Yes, I'm writing.
Excellent. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Juan. Juan wrote, in my first job interview, I was very nervous. The manager gave me a test and I wrote the answer. I was hired. Hey, that was a very fortunate one. Excellent. Thank you very much, Juan. In the meantime, while Emma writes her description, why don't we continue with next image? Here we um you know what? Let's start reading. Juan, let's check this. Top 10 interviewing tips. Number one, the first tip for having a good interview is to research the opportunity before. Let's stop it. Hema wrote, well, my first interview to get a job was when I was 22 years old. I visited in past a private school. Period. In that time, the principal, who was the owner and a lawyer, made me the interview. You can say made me the interview or interviewed me. He asked me what was my experience. Gemma, in this case, as we are talking about a reporter speech, we are not going to write in that way. We write with the semicolon when we are doing the direct report. We are quoting what the other people said, what the other person said. So in here, we say he asked me what my experience was. Okay, remember that this is reporter speech. He asked me my personal information and he requested me to give a class to see how I worked. Not just to see me, is to see how I work. I felt very nervous, shy. I couldn't speak normally, and I felt excited, not exciting. Exciting is used when something causes us any emotion. For example, to start working for the first time is exciting, and to watch some scary movies on television is exciting. I feel excited when I watch scary movies, and I feel excited when I start working in another place for the first time. Okay? Okay, so here I felt excited because I got my first job. Hey, very good, Gemma. Thank you. Gemma, could you help us, please, reading number one?
Yes.
Thank you.
Research the opportunity before your visit.
Okay. What do you think this means?
Mm, Maybe it refers to check the details, in this case, about the job, and then only you visit the company or the school, or I don't know, if you are sure that you want to apply for the job.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Juan, what about you? What's your opinion about this point? Sandy, welcome. How are you?
Hello, I'm sorry for being late. I'm okay. Thank you.
Don't worry, it's okay. We understand that sometimes we have more things to do.
No, I'm really, it's not that I'm have problems to wake up. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Well, we consider that there in Sweden it's really early in the morning.
Oh, thank you. But
No,
I feel a little shame. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Don't worry. Okay, so Juan wrote tip one, search some information about mission, vision, or objectives about the enterprise. Okay, pretty good. Sandy, you know what? We are talking about interviewing, job interviews. And in the first point, they say as a tip that research the opportunity before your visit is a good idea. What do you think about this, Sandy?
It's, well, for me, it's very important because you need to know what happened with that job or industry or factory or whatever the job is, because you need to know what is about the job, what kind of industry or company is, if you agreed with the policies, etc. I think it's very, very important.
Yes, that's it. Yes, you're right. Juan said also that we have to look for some information. Gemma said that we have to research some details about the job. And yes, as you said, we have to pay attention if we want to work there. According to
Exactly.
you, if we don't research the opportunity, it may be that we get the job and we regret. We say, oh my, it was not a good idea. And of course, we are going to make the company to lose time, to waste time. So yes, it is a very good idea to research the opportunity before your visit. So please, Sandy, could you help us reading number 2?
Yes. 2. Prepare a list of questions you want to ask.
Excellent. What's your opinion about this?
It's a good thing, because when you take time to understand the information and make questions about it, you could understand feel fully all the situation with that company. Then you could to understand if you want to look about, I don't know, maybe it's the money because you are interested in that job. Maybe it's because it's a organization for help people, I don't know, or animals or whatever. But you always have questions. How the company work, or how, if the company it's legal, for example, where it's registered, I don't know. Then you can organize your ideas, do it that point.
Yeah, you're right. And you mentioned something so interesting. You mentioned the legality of the company. We have to pay attention to that part also, because we don't know what would it happen if we enroll in an illegal company.
Exactly.
We could have avoided it. But of course, if we don't research, we couldn't know. And it's a dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. Gemma, what do you think about this point?
Um, maybe um, but I don't know. Maybe sometimes you can't choose which questions um you want to answer. But I think that the most common questions in an interview to get a job are about your personal information, about your experience, and your um. Uh, I I forgot the word. And um your study level. Or I don't know. I don't remember how do you say preparación profesional.
Professional preparedness.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
So
or your professional profile.
exactly, professional profile. Uh-huh. Um, I don't have problems to answer those kind of questions, but for example, in my case, if I want to choose what I don't, or yeah, I don't want to ask, maybe could be about, for example, my height or my size or my weight or my um marital status or something like that.
Yes, that's it. Excellent. So, Juan, thank you very much, Gemma. You know what? You mentioned the questions that you could be asked too, but what about the questions that you would like to ask? Some things that you need to know before making a decision if you want to work in that company or not. Well, Juan wrote, what attitudes or skills are needed for the job? Excellent, Juan. Yes. Uh, Maybe that question could be one of the ones that you could put in a list. Why to make a list? Because maybe during the interview, you could be nervous. And when you are nervous, you forget to do some things or to ask some important questions that were very necessary for you to be answered in order to make a good decision, a correct decision. Okay, thank you very much. Juan, could you help us please reading number 3?
Three, dress professionally and be neat and be well.
Okay, thank you very much. Dress professionally and be neat and well groomed. What do you think about this, Juan? Why don't you write it in the chat? And Gemma, what's your opinion? Gemma, hello. Don't be shy.
Oh, sorry. I
It's
think
okay.
that I have problems with my Wi-Fi because I can't hear it to Juan, but I can read the number 3. Uh, mm, I oh, I have a problem in this case because in some cases I want to be natural or normal or something like that. I don't like the idea to mm, to use a custom to go to work. Maybe in some cases you need to use a uniform, for example, in the bank or something like that.
Yes,
And
to wear.
yeah, and in other cases, for example, you only says you have to um, wear white clothes, and it's okay. But for example, in my case, as a teacher, I like to wear formal clothes, but not as a custom, just um, with my style or with my personality or natural. But I suppose that all the time we need to dress professionally. Maybe to give a good first impression and to get a job.
Excellent. Thank you very much. You know what? I think that sometimes we try to be very formal. Time ago, a long, long time ago, of course, it was a requirement that in your case, women, we should wear high heel shoes, a suit, a blazer, so formal. It doesn't matter what it would be the work we were doing to do, we were going to do. But nowadays, I think it is more relaxed. So I think that nowadays we have more opportunity to be in a different way, as you said, Gemma, something more natural. Of course, we are not going to wear a pajama when I am going to do a to apply for a interview for a job interview. But of course, we have to dress with some appropriacy, but maybe not so formal. Okay, one wrote, third tip, write an interview with short and clean nails. Excellent. Juan, it was pretty good. Why, Juan? Why not with long painted nails? What's the reason? Okay, yeah, what's the reason for wearing short, clean nails? Well, of course, your clean nails is natural. It's obvious that we almost have them. But why short nails? Is it necessary, Juan? Bad image. Yeah, when we are wearing long painted nails, it may be a little shocking. So yes, it's a very good piece of advice to wear short, clean nails. Thank you very much, Juan. So let's go to number 4, please, Sandy. Could you help us reading?
Sure. Arrive a few minutes early.
Thank you. Why? Why to arrive early? A couple of minutes before.
Just if something happened, for example, you could lost in the building after to arrive to the office that you need to do the interview, for example. Then it's good to arrive early, because if you need to do something else or go to the bathroom or whatever. And plus that, with arriving early, you could do a good image about you, about your responsibility.
Hey, that's it. Excellent. Gemma, what's your opinion about point 4?
Well, I think that is very important, and it is a very good point, because it's better uh, arrive early than arrive later.
Okay, pretty good. Okay, the tip 4, Juan wrote, I considered you need to arrive just 5 minutes before. That's it. Maybe you don't know what's going to happen, as Gemma said. What could it happen if suddenly you get lost and so you don't know how to get to the site where you are going to apply for the interview. So it's, as you said, it is much more, it is much better to arrive a few minutes early than being after. All right, thank you. Just 5 minutes before. All right, so let's go. Let me move the presentation. Okay, so now please could you help me reading number 5, Sandy?
Sure. Take a few copies of your CV, a notepad and pen.
Thank you very much. Is it necessary?
It's not like you need to do that. It's not a must to do that, but it's okay if you need to share with other people in the room when you take the interview, because maybe they only have one CV. And the notepad and the pen, it's important if you want to take notes. You look better taking notes in a notepad that recording the interview or something like that.
Yes, that's it. Well, excellent. Anybody else's opinion? Okay, Juan wrote, probably you need to give a business card. Excellent. That was a very good idea. Yes, to give a business card. But you know what? I was thinking about this, taking a few copies of your CV. Why? Why this? If we want, we can send the files by email, or we can have communication for WhatsApp. So why should I have a notepad and a pen? I think that it is kind of like old technology. But guess what? More and more companies don't want to be using notepads. They have everything in the net, everything in the cloud. So it would be so easy just to enter to the drive or to your CV, to your email account and download it. But as you said, it's more comfortable if you are in the street to have a few photocopies, no matter if they are not good, well, not good, but new technology. Okay, thank you very much. So who's missing? Juan, are you? Juan, hello. Yes, please, Juan, could you help us letters number 6?
Yes, maintain eye contact and show interest in everyone involved in the interview.
Yes, pretty much, pretty good. So maintain eye contact. Why? Well, just to show that you are paying attention. Hima, what do you think about this? Hima, hello.
Hi, hello. I forget. I forgot to on my microphone. Sorry.
It's
Uh,
okay. Yeah,
well,
it's okay. It's okay. Continue, please.
thank you. In this case, um, I think that have a path and a pen is a good idea because maybe you have to write some instructions or you have to write some extra document that you need or something like that. And take a few photocopies of your oh or your CV. It's a good idea. It's very important, and is I think that it's very important to check only to give them photocopies, not the original document.
Yes, that's it. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gemma. Well, here we have that we have to maintain eye contact and show interest in everyone involved in the interview. Uh, do you consider that it is possible that you are not interviewed by only one person? What do you think about this, Sandy?
I I cheat because I read the chat and I saw the opinion to Juan from Juan, and I agree with them with the opinion to Juan's opinion, and it's about body language. All the situation in the point 6, it's about to show the person who interview you how do you feel about this, how you um, I don't know, how do you mm, sh- it's your behave, how is your behave with all the person in the room, how do you take pressure, because more people more pressure, that's for sure. And it's, you are talking about you with that, with maintaining eye contact, because if you need to do that, you need to be comfortable with yourself, of course.
Yes, you mentioned something really important also, like also Juan said, that body language. Whenever you don't maintain eye contact, some people tend to think that you are lying. So it's very important that they see that you are confident about what you are saying. So it's pretty good to pay attention to that. Everyone involved in the interview. Is it possible that you could be interviewed by more than one person? Well, yes, nowadays some interviews are made by 2 or 3 people. And so, of course, they are going to make you questions. There is not a principal one. So, yes, it's necessary that you maintain eye contact to everyone. Well, not at the same time, of course, but you should do it at a time to any of them. Thank you very much. So, Juan, why don't you help us reading letter 7?
Never discuss money in the
Okay, thank you very much. Never discuss money in the first interview. So why don't you write in the chat, Juan, what is your opinion about this? And Sandy, could you talk to us about your opinion?
I'm not very sure about this, Seven, because maybe it's one of my question about my salary, you know? If the salary is not attractive to me, well, I don't continue with the second interview or doing exams or whatever. I don't know if it's good to not discuss about money in the first interview. I'm not very sure.
That's it. All right, thank you. So, Gemma, what do you think?
Mm, well, I'm not sure. Maybe it's polite. Don't talk about or don't discuss about the money in the first interview. But I think that it's a very important point because if, for example, if you read mm, or get information about the job and say that you are going to earn, I don't know, maybe 3,000 by week, and during the interview, the the other person don't be specific with this information or don't uh, tell you, um, is very important that you asked if the pay if the payment is correct, or what is going what happened with that part, or if another person is going to explain you or something like that. But maybe we have to remember that it's a job, and you need a job to live, to buy things or materials, or to pay the rent, to pay for a rent or something like that. So maybe not discuss, but I mention, or I try to do that the other person tell me, you are going to earn this money, or you are going to or do you have problems with your payment or something like that. But it's a point that I think that it's going to be very clear.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you mentioned that pretty good. So you are not going to discuss, but why not to ask? Sandy said, what happens if it is not attractive for me? So I need to know if the salary or the payment that I am going to get is appropriate for my necessities. I think that here in point 7, they don't mention that we shouldn't ask, but not to discuss. What could it be to discuss about money? For example, if you start saying, it's a good salary, but guess what? It is not enough for me. I think that I need to earn more. The other person may tell you, okay, but the company is not having a good economical situation, and you continue asking or even complaining about the salary, then of course it is a bad point. Yes, they didn't say not to ask. They just said not to discuss, don't fight about money. All right, so let's go to number 7. So, number 8. Gemma, could you help us reading?
Yes, do not have more than one alcoholic drink at any meal or even with a potential employer.
Excellent, thank you. What do you think about this point? Juan, why don't you write in the chat about this point? Sandy, what's your opinion?
I think it's again about image. It's because you don't have that you don't want that the employee have the image about you like an alcoholic person. You want that the person that gives you a job think about you. You are responsible. You can control your way to drink. You could drink, but you are not doing a lot. And I think it's that about image, no more, not less.
That's it, excellent. Juan wrote, maybe it is necessary brush your teeth before the interview or avoid bad breath. Yes, that's it. Well, you know what? Here what they say is not to have more than one alcoholic drink. But I don't know. Gemma, what's your opinion?
Is I think that it's a bad idea to go to drink with a employer because maybe you could give a bad impression or a bad idea about you and your company or your job. And um and I prefer to be formal in this case and don't be
Not
so
not to be
confident.
not to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Not to be so confident.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I am very conservative about this, but I think that it is not so appropriate, even it is dangerous, professionally talking, that you drink alcoholic drinks in any meal or event with a potential employer. Because some people, when they drink, they start behaving in a different way. So it may be risky that you say something that he or she won't like. So, well, in my opinion, it is much better not to drink any alcohol drink during any event. Okay, so kids, we are almost finishing with the time. Do you want to ask any question? No? No questions? All right.
No,
Or any
thank you.
commentary? Sandy, any commentary? Any question?
Well, only I'm sorry for being late today, but
No, it's okay.
I feel shame. Sorry for interrupt. but I thought that it was better arrive late than to not arrive. Then
Yes, of course.
sorry for that.
No,
I
don't
try to
worry.
never occur again.
No, don't worry. We know that it is very difficult. You are not in Mexico. So it's a very different
No,
schedule.
but it's about responsibility, you know. Am I sorry? Sorry, really much, guys. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. Any other question or commentary, kids?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your attendance, for your attention, and for your participation. Thank you very much. And Juan, thank you very much for your comments. It was very interesting to listen to my partners. It was fantastic. Have a great weekend. Excellent. See you. Have a very good weekend, you
You
also.
too. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you. Good night, everyone.
Good night for everyone. Good day for Sandy.
Thank you. See you.
See you.